All right, so now it's all unboxed. We can kind of see here what we have. So here we have some power stop rotors along with new pads. These are the Ranchos, I guess those are the numbers for each side respectively. This is the whole setup. Then here I went with the Mevotech setup from Rock Auto, which is, you know, somewhat high quality, but enough to last as long as I think the truck will last. It does come with its own lower ball joints, which I won't need because I bought the whole lower control arm, but this has everything. So here are the hubs. This is going to be the upper control arm. I bought new lug nuts to go with the new hubs. On top of that, we have our inner tie rods, outer tie rods, and then here we have the whole lower control arm. So what I was explaining before is when I replaced the suspension before, all I did was replace the lower ball joint. And so these bushings in the original lower control arms is the original bushing. And on top of that, I really didn't want to have to go borrow a press and press out the ball joints, do all that stuff. I would just much rather go and swap these. There is a big price difference, so these are $85 a piece. If I were to buy each bushing, they're about $8 to $10 each. And then you have to take it somewhere to press them in. That's not really an option when you're working on, you know, your only vehicle. But yeah. So yeah, this is all that's going to get replaced, and hopefully it works well. So the hubs in the truck are all original. It's just everything else besides the lower control arm that's been replaced. And the tie rods. It's got the original inners and outers. And then what I've also done is it's gone through one set of brake pads for the front, but because I'm pulling it all off and I really just don't want to pull it all apart again at any given point for as long as I own the truck, I'm putting in new pads and rotors. It's the original rotors, like I said, new pads. Before, when I did the suspension, what I also replaced was the rear shocks. So this is the second set of Bilsteins that I put on the back. First one's lasted maybe 80,000 miles. And that honestly cupped the rear wheels, so that was a little bit too long. The front was replaced with Bilsteins as well, and it was their 2-inch level kit that you go and you pull the coil off and put onto the original, onto the new body. And honestly, that's just, to me, takes way too much time and is way too dangerous. You have to compress the coil and do all that stuff, and that honestly took several hours for each side for me to do it on my own. And I just told myself I'm not going to go through that again. So, which is why I bought the whole coilover setup with the 2-inch lift installed. Otherwise, you have to go and use your press and everything to open it up, and I really didn't want to do that. It's somewhere in here, and I don't care to look for it. I think it's right here. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we'll be working on here pretty soon.